talk to me. Ooh, Kirblog to me. Hi, okay. I'm doing this kind of impromptu. I wanted to do one of these this month as soon as I finished up all the things I promised I was going to do, both mainly to myself and after doing the whole the two themed months in a row or whatever. I wanted to give a general sort of update Kirblog. This might be coming out on Saturday. It might be an extra one this week, depending on a few things. We'll see what happens. But either way, I'm recording this after I finished putting up my week of as I kind of joked, everything Toby Fox is involved with the Homestuck stuff and the Undertale stuff and blah, blah, blah. So just, doing some more stuff. I just finished recording the Dragon Ball Super Champa Arc 1 with Vegito EX and Kaiser Neko. Big thanks to them for joining me. But yeah, I wanted to do kind of a general update Kirblog on hey, what the hell are you doing lately, Kirb? Because it's been really weird, and it's been almost a full year since Terrain of Magical Expertise finished up, and the last episode came out, and we had the premiere of the final episode at Anime Expo. We're coming very, very close to that date, as we're kind of in the middle of June now already. This year is already flying the fuck by, and it's crazy. First things first. What are you doing, Kirb? Okay, so my New Year's resolution of 2016, if those of you who did not see that, is basically to get better at all the stuff that I do and be better. Be better of a person, get better at everything that I do, etc. Thankfully, on the personal side of trying to be a better person, I think that I've been doing an okay job at that. I've had a lot of help and support from everybody I know, including all of y'all who have been continuing to support the stuff that I do online, along with obviously my friends and family, which I'm very appreciative of, and I'm feeling a lot happier than I was, for kind of the end of 2015 and beginning of 2016. I went through kind of a rough patch, and I'm doing a lot better now. In terms of improvements on my work side of things, I'm basically trying to push myself to the next level of skill. And I've talked about this kind of ad nauseum on other ones, but it bears repeating here. The reason that I'm pushing myself so hard to do better is because I want whatever comes after TOME, whatever that's going to be, and what that ends up being, I'll get into that in a little bit. I just want it to be of better quality than whatever I've done before it. So currently I'm taking a 10-week storyboarding class that was recommended to me by my neighbor, and I'm just actually, by the time this is coming out, I'll be in the middle of week 2, but I'm still working on my homework assignment of week 1, which I might even maybe put up online. I might showcase some of the stuff that I've been doing for the class, if it's appropriate. But and I've been watching, kind of in tandem with that, I've been watching a lot more movies in general, because I'm trying to improve my abilities as a filmmaker. The storyboarding bit in particular is because, for those of you who may have forgotten, as it has also been 2 fucking years since it's happened, I moved to California to work in the animation industry. And the truth of the matter is, between finishing up TOME and doing all this other stuff afterward, I have not been pursuing working in the business nearly as hard as I should be. The fact of the matter is, I've been so focused on all this other stuff, even though the point was that I wanted to make enough time to, focus on, getting a real consistent job. I haven't been on top of it as much as I should be. The closest kind of thing that I did previously was, and the Andy the Frog cartoon that I did recently was one of these 3 pieces. I did a new storyboarding portfolio that I submitted to basically my very, very few contacts that I actually have in the animation business out here, to see if I could, start getting some tests on shows and things like that. Trying to see about what happens with it, and but also it's the fact that nothing has worked out so far. I'm trying to continue to be proactive, which is why I'm taking this class, and it's certainly been difficult because it's been, I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. The class so far has been fantastic. Even just the first week, I've really, really enjoyed what the teacher's awesome, and I'm really liking what I've learned and everything. I'm just trying to really be proactive with making as many improvements to my skill set as possible. Kind of in addition to that, I've been doing a lot more voiceover stuff, more writing, learning a lot more about game design by working alongside the guys at Nostalgico on Cryamore as well. Yeah, I've been writing mostly what I was writing last year, because this is kind of the whole last year in general, was the script for Cryamore. I actually got kind of upgraded to the lead writer on the game, and I ended up writing like the grand majority of the cutscenes and character dialogue and et cetera, and all that stuff, which was awesome. And I owe a huge thanks to Rob Porter and all the folks at Nostalgia Co. for giving me that opportunity. And I'm still going to be voice directing the game with our amazing cast that we have and everything lined up. Doing more voiceover stuff. Just been auditioning a lot more for a lot of different things. Obviously, I have Y2K coming out. The Gundam movie just came out recently. I'm working on a series that I can't talk about yet. Hopefully, I'll be able to spill the beans on that maybe by the end of this year. We'll see what happens. But yeah, just general, trying to hone my skills. But yeah, enough of that. I know that's kind of the ad nauseum explanation of it. All right, on to the next bit of business. What's happening with TOME? Everybody wants to know. Am I going to do Season 3, or am I going to do a game, or am I going to do both? Am I going to do neither? Okay, so I made a tease at the end of the TOME series, really, finale. Yes, I can say that now. The series finale panel that we did at Anime Expo almost a year ago about, I asked everybody, okay, would you guys want to see a Season 3? And then, woo! Would you guys want to see a game? Woo! Etc. Okay, so I'm going to be real with you guys since it's been now a very long time since then. Okay. So I'll just be straight up with you. I wrote an entire outline for a Season 3. It was going to be 5 episodes. It was just going to be a little bit of an extra thing. It was not originally planned. The episode 15, the last episode of the series, as I presented it, was the ending that I planned from the beginning to do. It is not, this is not like, there's more or whatever. This would basically be something that is not designed to be, the end that I originally had in mind. It would be just a little bit of extra stuff. And in my private moments of and I'll kind of go more into this a little bit later for another question, but it would be a lot of fun. I would love to do it. I would love to get a crowdfunding campaign happening or whatever, and have people jump on board it again or whatever. And I'm sure people would enjoy it, and I would have a great time with it. However, the reason that I don't want to do TOME Season 3 is because I personally don't think that it's the best route for me to be taking as far as the next step in my career and also just my general growth as an artist. I was very fortunate in that I managed to grow as an artist in just doing TOME, because I was worried early on that I wasn't going to by trying to keep it so consistent. I've talked a little bit about that before too on other Kirblogs. But the other thing is, if it were between either doing a 3rd season or doing a game, I would personally rather do the game. Now, I'll also be honest with you guys. For the last year or so, maybe year and a half even, I have been working on a design document and a plan for doing a TOME game. I do not want to go too deep into it because the fact of the matter is I don't know if it's going to happen. I have been talking on and off to a few people about the prospect of doing it, and I've had people constantly asking me, which I very much appreciate, don't get me wrong, and even people still asking, can I make a fan game or whatever, and I want this to be an official thing. If I were to do another crowdfunding campaign for another project next, I would like it to be for that, because I know that people would be willing to donate and support to that. I've had overwhelming amount of people since before the show was even made, even back when TTA was a thing, people wanting it to be a game, and I want to do it. But there's 2 major factors that's holding it back. One, I need the right people to do it with me, because I cannot do it by myself. I am not a programmer. I have people interested, but it is very dependent on their time and their availability and their willingness to do it, and that is not within my control. And I'm sure there might be a couple people in the comments that will offer their services. I appreciate that. You can feel free to email me, but it's a little bit more complicated. I just don't want to go into all the details about it. But I've had people interested. The other thing is, and part of why I think I'm kind of delaying a little bit and not super worried about doing it right away, is because I'm still learning a lot about doing game design. I have never made a game before, and it's an entirely new medium that I've never really touched. I'm an animation artist. I'm a creator in that sense. I've never made a game, so that's why I need the right people to do it with, so that it will actually be a project that is worth it and that is fun and that is functional. I want to try and see about starting it this year, but I don't know yet, so I cannot guarantee that. And I'm very sorry if that's going to let a lot of people down, but I want to be honest with you all about it. Now, that said, next question. When are you going to come out with your next big project? I have a bunch of things up in the air. And much like kind of with the TOME game, this is kind of I'm leading into this question next. The truth of the matter is it depends on a lot of other people that I'm working with to do their part, because there's only so much that I can do with a lot of these other projects that are kind of up in the air and cooking up, etc., whatever way you want to describe it, I guess. So, and again, I'm trying to continue to be proactive. And in addition to, just training and taking these classes and just trying to work hard at getting better at what I'm doing, in the meantime, I've also been developing a few other things based on several of my own IPs, stuff that isn't TOME necessarily. And yes, because I've had a lot of questions about this, and again, very much appreciate it. One of them is Balancing Act, which I do eventually want to do as an animated movie. However, again, to be honest, very, very, very long way off from doing that, because Balancing Act is something that I think I might have talked a little bit about this before, so I apologize if I'm repeating, but what else is new with all these Kirblogs? It's something that I'm trying to dig to the heart of what am I saying with it, because I want the message that I have with Balancing Act to be very clear and very positively impactful as much as possible, and it's something that I'm still trying to kind of figure out now about. Much like with TOME, I didn't really know what I was saying with it, which the moral and theme of that entire franchise more or less is about, trust between friends. So that was something I determined after I had basically finished the story. Balancing Act is something that I'm still trying to figure out exactly what it is. But it's something that I've been tweaking and developing and redesigning things and doing new things with. The characters are actually, for those of you who have seen the thesis film, the characters are actually pretty different now compared to how they were in the thesis film. I've kind of tweaked bits of their personalities. I've changed some of them entirely, to totally different characters by this point. Which, I know that maybe that might off-put some people or disappoint some people, but it's definitely for the better, because it's for it's for the sake of bettering the overall kind of deal with the story. But that's just one of a few things, and again, that's one that's kind of taking a back seat because there's other things that might be a little bit more doable next, but I don't know what they are yet. I don't know what's going to happen yet with that. So another question that's come up, kind of, in addition to that too, why did you make these recent shorts, the Andy the Frog cartoon and the First Time at Grilby's Undertale cartoon? I wanted to get back into making something like some new cartoons because I've been really frustrated for a lot of reasons. It's been almost a year since TOME has ended, like I said at the beginning, and I haven't had a definitive project to occupy myself with because of all the reasons that I just stated. So because I'm trying to bide my time until the right moment and, the right project, whichever one of them might go ahead, I wanted to still try and stretch my creative muscles and make sure I could still animate and storytell and entertain. The Andy the Frog cartoon was just something I listened to Bo Burnham's stand-up a long time ago, the What stand-up routine, and I thought, this would make for a really cool cartoon. I kind of want to just try an experiment where I take pre-existing audio and try animating something to that, and it was just a fun little experiment. The experimenting is kind of what I'm doing with these. I wanted to try doing some more detailed animation, which I was actually surprising a lot of my friends by, how detailed I was able to go on that one. And the Undertale cartoon, was simply because I was just so inspired by playing that game, and I wanted to express some of that inspiration by just being a little creative with it, because Undertale is something that lends itself to a lot of creativity. So before a lot of people kind of jump down my throat at this, no, I'm not going back to my roots, my Newgrounds era roots of, doing parodies and tributes or fan stuff or whatever. It was just a brief little stint that I wanted to indulge in because I just felt the itch. And then the other thing too, this is on a much smaller scale. I'm not really sure what to do in terms of doing content for my YouTube channel, because I keep saying, I'll be honest, but I mean, seriously, like, this is pretty open. I'm losing a lot of subscribers lately, guys. I've been mostly stagnating at around like 98,000 or so, and people are, oh, what are you going to do when you reach 100,000 subscribers? And I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know if I'm going to reach 100,000 subscribers. The last several months, I haven't really been growing in subscribers and viewers that much, to be honest. On that same note, I mean, Andy the Frog was kind of met with, like, thundering trumpets. Like, nobody really cared that much about it, which, I guess it is what it is. And then the Undertale cartoon kind of expectedly did a lot better because, it's still kind of a hot, title right now and everything, deservedly so. But, yeah, I mean, and I guess kind of this leads into the final question of, what's next for you, Kirb? I don't know. I don't really know what's going to happen next. I have no fucking idea. And that's part of what's frustrating me. Like, I'm working. I want everybody to understand. I am working. I'm trying to work hard and to do better and get better so that whatever comes next, whatever it ends up being, is going to be even better than the last thing that I did, which, in the big scale, was TOME. And whether it's something that involves other people that, like, creatively that I'm working with, or something that I do on my own, or that I'm not on my own, but like that I'm heading up personally, I don't know what it's going to be, but I want it to be better than the last thing, which again is the reason why I don't want to just spend another year on doing another season of TOME that isn't entirely necessary, to be honest, when I could be focusing on, if, hey, the TOME game is ready to go forward. Okay, got to crowdfund that and then start working on that for however long it'll take me to do it. Or, hey, this other project or whatever. Like, or hey, maybe even, hey, I just got a job at a studio and now I'm going to be storyboarding. I'm going to be continuing, to produce Kirblogs twice a week because it's easy, simple content for me to get out there, and because I want to show you guys that I'm still alive, that I'm still doing stuff, and I'm still trying to stay as productive as I can. I've been thinking about looking into, because I have no interest in doing any like Let's Play stuff or whatever, but Ben Diskin and I kind of want to stream Kingdom Hearts 2.8 when that hopefully comes out in December of this year. So we might look into like learning how to do Twitch stuff or whatever, and seeing if we can do something like that. Because I would like to do that. That would be a lot of fun, and it'd just be cool to try something different with that. That's not super high priority, to be honest, but I don't know. My question for all of you guys out there is, what do you want me to do? And I don't mean that accusatorily. Like, I genuinely want to know, is there something specific that you guys want me to do? Because you have to understand, and I'm sure that most of you hopefully do understand this, that animation takes a lot of time. The Undertale and Andy the Frog cartoons were very small scale because they were very, very, very short. So I was able to do those in a fair amount of time. But I don't know if people are enjoying shorts. I don't know if you guys, would rather me just jump into doing another big scale project. I would love to do that. I just don't think it's the right time just yet because of the other stuff that's been happening that I just explained. People have been asking for me to do more digital voice acting, which I might save until Voice October again, this month. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure what to do next. And, I want to keep fostering my channel and to, keep delivering content to all of you guys, so you're not left with nothing from me. So I'm just, because, I don't want to be another one of those people that just like, oh, I'm doing nothing and I have nothing coming out or whatever. So I have nothing really fucking going on other than just, I make a tweet once in a while or a video, like a vlog once in a while about whatever I'm doing that doesn't concern you or that you guys don't care about or whatever. I do want this to be a worth it experience for you guys, who choose to listen and stay tuned and everything, and I appreciate that. But I'm just not really sure what to do with the interim while I'm kind of, biding my time and, and trying to train myself. I don't want to be leaving everybody in the dark with just nothing, So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen yet, but I want y'all to leave me your thoughts. I'm going to kind of wrap it up here. So in the comments below, tell me your opinions and your thoughts on any and everything that I've talked about. Do you mind that it's taking a while for the next big thing for me to come out? Is there a specific thing that you really want to see in terms of that? Is there something on a smaller scale that you would want to see on the channel here that might be like realistically doable? I don't know. I'm curious for any and all of your thoughts in any way whatsoever. I want to know because I'm not really, I know I'm not making the Tarzan joke this time because I don't really know. I'm not really sure what's going to happen next. I don't know entirely what to do next. I'm trying to just power through it and deal with the frustration and just keep, working hard as best as I possibly can. But it's been difficult. So yeah, let me your thoughts, and I don't know, this might be the one for Saturday. If not, it might be, Thursday, and just a little extra Kirblog. I've got a couple other ones with some guests planned for the rest of this month. And, just going to keep continuing onward as normal. There's a lot of topics that I want to tackle, within the coming weeks. So look forward to those in the meantime. Thanks very much for putting up with all this, and I hope this was worth it and informative and meant anything at all and wasn't just me rambling for fucking 20 minutes. And, I'll see you all very soon. Thanks again, and have a great day. Bye.